I've played everywhere. Macau, LA, Vegas, Texas, Florida. But Bay Area? It's different. The players are rich. Like, don't even look at the chips rich. At first, it felt like a dream. But now I'm wondering, am I actually the only one who needs the money? Because if I am, I might be in trouble. So let's run in the sessions and find out.
Let it on me, let it ride. Broke white boy, put it all on the line. Lucky me, lit the Sin City on fire. Money on the floor, watch it double 10 times. Bet it on me, let it ride.
Big pot alert! So today we're playing 2-3-5 at Matrix. First hand here we picked up pocket aces and we raised it up to 30. Hijack, cutoff button, small blind and big blind all call, and we have 6 ways to a flop of ace jack 3 rainbow. Look at that cutie pie. Small blind, big blind check. I don't think player oversteps on ace high board, so I would like to bet myself. I have the nuts here. I won't go too big. I bet $30 into 175. Only small blind and big blind calls, so we're 3 ways to the turn, which comes a 10 of spades. They check it over. I don't really worry about king queen here. I'm gonna stack off anyway. So actually on this turn, I still want to bet small because I think jack X is not calling big. And if one of them happen to have ace 10 or jack 10, 2 pairs, they are going to raise. So I bet 80 into 265. Only the small blind calls, so we're heads up to a river, which comes a 5 of clubs. The pot is now 425, and interestingly, he donks for $135. So what is his range? Honestly, I don't really know. If he has hands like ace 3, ace 10, he is raising the flop or the turn. So maybe he picked up ace 5 on the river, or he got something like 4 deuce of spades hitting a straight on the river. But anyway, he only got about $100 behind after betting, so we put him all in, $240 effective. He calls, we table our hand, and we are good on the first hand. Second hand here, we open to $30 from middle position with king queen offsuit. Hijack and big blind calls, so we're 3 ways to a flop of jack 10 8 with 2 diamonds. Big blind checks. On this wet board, I think people overstep, so I check it over, but hijack checks it back and turns the deuce of club. We check again to the hijack, who bet $10 into 90. It's a monkey bet for me, and big blind raised it up to 40. Normally I won't cold call a raise, but this time the aggressor just bet $10 into 90. I don't think he ever has a good hand here, so I am not really afraid of his putting in a 3-bet. So we call the $40, hijack folds, so we heads up to a river, which comes up ace of hearts. We have the nuts, and big blind continued to bet 85 into 180. So what is his range? I think when he raised the turn and continued to bet on the river when an ace come, he got a hand better than ace king. Because recreational players always think we got ace king when we open up, and if he has queen jack or king jack and ace arrive on the river, I don't think he is still betting. So at this point, I would like to put all the money in. I go all in, $335, but unfortunately he folds. And then I face a tough spot. A dealer asked me a very hard question. I don't know how should I answer, so help me out, please.
You're a boy, right?
I'm a boy. Yeah.
Or now. I've definitely checked you out on accident a couple of times.
Put that on your YouTube channel tonight.
Big pot alert! Under the gun, hijack, cutoff, and button lean, we look down at JJ Barea in the small blind, and we make it to 50. And interestingly, under the gun moves all in for 110. And look, I didn't expect that. Cutoff make it to 220 after they limp. He only got about $300 effective. We got JJ Barea, so nothing we can do. We put all the money in, cut off costs, so we're 3 ways all in. Flop comes ace king 7 with 3 hearts. We got no hearts. Things are going pretty bad. And turns a 10 of spades, rivers a 10 of hearts. And cut off tables, pocket 7s, which is a full house. And undergun has ace 5 suited, and we got scooped. Big pot alert. In this hand, low jack opened to 25 cutoff calls. I've seen low jack opening very loose and wide pre-flop, so we looked at a jack 10 suited on the small blind and I elect to 3-bet to 150. And interestingly, big blind puts in a cold call. Low jack call also, so we have 3 ways to a flop of jack 8-5 rainbow. First thing here, I want to figure out the big blind's range. At that time, I think he may flat some pocket aces, pocket kings, ace king, allowing the low jack to come along. So on this flop, I think his range is pretty much over cards or over pairs. I do want to deny some equity of over cards, so I would like to stop betting here. I bet 150 into 472, and interestingly, big blind mean click to 300s. Low jack folds, so what is his range now? If he want to trap his pocket aces, pocket kings pre-flop, if he put in a raise here, low jack would just fold all pocket 10s, jack X, pocket 9s, those type of hands. So actually, I think the best play here is to just fold, but because it's just a mean click, we got a top pair, maybe I can hit a 2 pair on the turn or jack on the turn if he has over pair. So we put in a call and turns an 8 of spades. Nothing really changed. We check it over to him. The pot is now 1,000 and he moves all in for $500 effective. Alright, I don't feel good. I don't think our hand is ahead here. So I eventually mucks our hand and he say he got ace jack suited. Second last hand of the session, low jack limps, hijack ISO to 35. We looked at ace 3 suited on the button. We put in a call, but low jack folds, so we heads up to a flop of ace 10-7 rainbow. He checks it over, so what is his range? I think if he has ace king, ace queen, he's c-betting on this flop, so when he checks, he got some weak ace x or under pairs. We have a top pair here, but we have a kicker problem. And on the other hand, if he has under pairs, I don't think I can get 3 straights of value, so I like to check it back and turns a jack of spades, and hijack now bets 30 into 78. So what is his range again? I think if he has king queen, which is a straight, he would bet bigger because the board is wet. So when he chooses this size, I think he can have some weak ace x, some jack x, or some backdoor flush draw. So I put in a call with our top pair here and reverse a 10 of spades. And now hijack checks it over, so what is his range again? He got no flush because he checked the river. So I think he got a lot of jack x, some showdown value hands like pocket kings, pocket queens. So how much would I bet here to fold out jack x or pocket queens? I think I would go 200, so I would like to size down. So I bet $100 into 138, but unfortunately he no, he calls. Yeah, he calls. We table our hand and he mucks. Alright, last hand of the day. The straddle's on. Hijack open to 25. And we looked at a JJ Barea again on the big blind. We 3-bet to 120. Straddle folds and hijack 4-bet to 300s. Okay, recreational players are under 4-bet. Don't think this player is capable of making some 4-bet bluff. So JJ Barea here is either flipping with ace king or we are getting crushed by aces, kings, or queens. So versus this player, I elect to let it go. And he flashes pocket queens and we escape from this hand. What a bad day. Lakers lost his playoff. I lost my first session in Matrix. Today I played like 5 hours and lost about 800s. Nothing really go right. I opens, I get 3-bet, I call 3-bet, I miss the flop. But it happens. It happens sometimes. This is poker. Anyway, Marco will put my tutorials out here. Thank you, Marco. I'll see you guys in the next session. Alright, in this session, we're back at Bay 101 and we are playing 2-3-5. First hand here, low jack open to 15, hijack calls. We looked at a Freddie McCurry in the cutoff and we raised it up to 75. Small blind cold calls and hijack put in a call as well, so we're 3 ways to a flop of queen, jack, 7 with 2 spades. Look at the sweet baby there. They check it over to us on this wet dynamic board. I would like to bet. I bet 80 into 240, about a 1/3 pot size. Only the hijack call, so we heads up to a turn which comes an 8 of clubs. The pot is now $400. He got about 150 behind. So when he checks it over, I just put him all in. $150 he calls. River's a 6 of hearts. We show our hand and we are good. Big pot alert! We opened to $25 from the hijack with ace king suited and cut off 3-bet to 80. Button calls actions on us. If there is no that money inside, if there is nobody cold calling, I would just put in a 4-bet and play post flop with the cutoff. But with the that money inside, I decided to 4-bet rip. I move all in about $800 effective. Cutoff calls button fold, so we are heads up. Flop comes queen 10-7. We need some help dealer. Turns up. Bang! A jack of clubs. We hit the nut straight and the river's a 3. We table our hand and he mugs! Alright, in this hand we open to $30 on the button with queen jack offsuit. Big blind call, so we heads up to a flop of ace 10-9 rainbow. He checks in the dark on an ace high flop. My strategy is to overbet or check, so I just check it back and turns 10 of clubs. He checks it over, so what is his range? I think if he has an ace, if he has a 10, he would bet the turn. So when it checks it over, I think our queen high here is good. He just got a lot of trash. So I elect to check it back, and if he bets small on the river, I'm going to call him off with our queen high here. And river's a 10 of diamonds, and now he bets $40. Alright, the relative size is big, but actually the absolute size is small. It's still a small size to me. So let's get the pieces together. If he has an ace, would he be betting the turn? Yeah, I think so, because there are so many draws out there. Does he have some 9x or some small pocket pairs? Yeah, I think he does. So now I will try to get some info from him and I start to talk. I got queen high, but I want to call. Did you guys see that? When I say I want to call with queen high, he picks up his card and seems ready to flip it over after I call. Yeah, it's a sign of weakness. So I decided to put in a call and he say we are good. Alright, in this hand, under gun open to 20, hijack and button call. We look down at queen 9 suited on the big blind and we come along. 4 ways to a flop of queen 9-4 with 2 hearts. Look at the cutie pie. We check it over, but the flop goes check through. Turns a 5 of hearts, completing the front door flush. I think in a multi-way pot, it is possible that players are checking back their flush draws on the flop. But we got top 2 here. There are still many hands that we can target. Hands like a6 with the ace of hearts, king x with the kings of heart, and those type of hands are not folding here. So I elect to fellow bet here. I bet 80, about a pot size bet, only under the gun cost. So we heads up to the river, which comes a 3 of diamonds. So now, what is his range? Pocket jacks, pocket 10s, some weaker queen x like queen jack, queen 10. So how much would I bet here to fold out queen x or pocket jacks? Probably I would go $200 here. So I size down to 100. And interestingly, he raised to 285. So what is his range again? Let's go back to the flop. I think he can be checking some nut flush draws, looking to do a check raise on the flop. And when the turn completes his nuts, he can just call and let the people behind him to put in the money as well, which is drawing that. So I think, yeah, he can have flushes here. And I can't really think of any bluffs. I don't think this player is capable of turning a6 offsuit with the ace of hearts on the river. So actually, I elect to muck out 2 pair here and we lose. In this hand, EP opened to 20. We 3-bet on the hijack with jack 10 suited to $60. He put in a call, heads up to a flop of 10-8-7 with 2 spades. Normally versus a recreational players in a 3-bet pot, I'm just range betting small. But this player is capable of bluffing. He is aware of the board texture. I think he can find appropriate amount of check raising on this type of board. So I elect to check it back and and turns a jack of hearts. We have a 2 pair, but it's one-liner to a straight, and now EP bets 55 into 125. So what is his range? I think he can have some straights, he can have some 2 pairs or sets. For the bluffs, he can have some straight draws or flush draws, so I put in a call and rivers a 5 of spades, completing the front door flush. And now he continued to bet 125 into 235, about a half pot size bet. So what is his range again? If his flush completes on the river, I don't think he would choose this half pot size, he would bet bigger. So he doesn't have a flush. Yeah, it is possible that he has a 9 or a set. So actually, I think raising here is pretty interesting because he just told us he got no flush by his sizing on the river. Maybe we can get a range fold by putting him all in. But at that time, I think my hand is good enough to call because this player is bluffing enough. So I just put in a call and he mugs and we win. Why everybody is still trying to bluff me? I'm a station. I hate folding. Big pot alert. Am I too loud? Sorry. We opened to $30 from the low jack with pocket tens and small blind 3-bet to 120. He is under 3-bet, but we got a position. We have a pretty big pocket pair, so we put in a call. Heads up to a flop of jack 9-8 with 2 clubs. We have an open and a straight draw here. The pot is 240 and he bets 300s. He only got about $300 behind, so what is his range? With this big size on a flop, I just think he got overpairs. He's so scared of anything would come on the turn. To be honest, I don't know what should I do. We have an open-ended straight draw here. We got equity. He only got $300 behind, so I elect to move all in. I know there is no fold equity, but I would love to see the turn and the river. So we move all in, $570 effective. He calls. We agree to run it twice. First board is an 8 on the turn and an ace of clubs on the river. We miss. And the second run out is a 4 on the turn and a 10 on the river, giving it a set. He tables pocket queen, so on the first run out he won, and the second run out he hit the straight and won too. So we got scooped in this hand, and I think I need the coaching time. Alright, last hand of the session. We are playing against an alumni, so let's watch. He opens to $25 from early position, and we look down at ace queen offsuit from the small blind. We raise it up to 125. He puts in a call. Heads up to a flop of king 4-3 rainbow. This is a stronger player, so I don't think he would overstep hands like pocket 10s, pocket 9s when he's checks too. So I decided to start bluffing here. I bet 80, about a 1/3 pot size. He puts in a call and turns an 8 of hearts. So what is his range? Yeah, he got some king eggs, but also he can have pocket jacks, pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 8s, which is calling 1 barrel. So on this turn, I would like to choose a size to fold out anything but a king. And if he calls, I'll just give up on the river. So how much would I bet here to get pocket 10s to call? I think I would go half pot. So I size up to $300, targeting to fold all under pairs, and eventually he makes the fold. Short session today, I just played for 3 hours and won $500. What a roller coaster ride. I was doubling up at first, and that pocket 10s hand, what a great flop for me, huh? Anyway, the reason that I play short today because I'm going to pick up my friends. He's joining my journey here in San Jose. So I'll introduce him to you guys in the coming videos. So Marco will put my tutorials out here. Thank you, Marco. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next session. Alright, this session we're playing 3, 5, 10 at Lucky Chances. It's a $1,500 cap game, so we're pretty deep. So let's go into it. First hand here, EP limps. We ISO on the button with 5-4 of diamonds. MP and EP call, so we're 3 ways to a flop of ace king 6 with 2 clubs. They check it over in a multi-way pot. I'm just c-betting my strong hands or strong draws, so I check it back and turns a 7 of spades. We have an open-ended straight draw now, and they check again. So what are their range? I think if any one of them have a good ace, they would be betting the turn, so nobody has a very good ace, so they can have some king eggs, some flush draws, some straight draws, so I elect to bet $200 into 188, targeting some weaker ace-x, king-x to call once, and then I can just bluff them off on the river. Only MP puts in a call, and we're heads up to the river, which comes a queen of clubs, completing the front door flush. Middle blind checks it over. The pot is now 588, so I ask myself the inverse question. How much would I bet here to value and weak ace or king x? Actually, I would bet $450 for ace x or king x to call, so I size up to 600, about a pot size bet. But he flicks in a call, we table a hand, and he shows king queen offsuit, which river the two pair, and we lost a pretty big pot. After a few hands, I realized that he is a station, so probably I can't even fold out an ace here. I can't fold out ace 5 suited, ace 5 offsuit. I can't fold his top pair, so my adjustment will be I won't bluff this guy. Big pot alert! We opened $40 from early position with pocket kings, low jack 3-bet to 110. And watch the button cold calls. Actions on us, of course, we're putting in a 4-bet, and I 4-bet to 440. And look at that, low jack moves all in for 1370. Button folds, actions on us. I don't really like that, but I'm not going to the casino to fold pocket kings, not in Bay Area. So we put in a call before the board is dealt, and he shows us pocket aces. Oh my god, we need some help, dealer, please. And flop comes king, queen 5. We hit a set and turns an ace and rivers another ace, and he just made a quad and I made a full house. Okay, I would call it a cooler. Alright, we are down 3k now, and we got some work to do. Next hand here, button opens to 35. We defend the big blind with pocket 8. Flop comes 997. We check it over to him, and he checks it back. Turns an ace of diamond. We check it again, and he checks it back again. Rivers a king of spades, so what is his range? He doesn't have no 9. He doesn't have an ace. What if we bet here? We would just got snapped by his weaker ace x, which check back the turn, or king x, which hit a pair on the river. So I don't think I can donk here, so I check it to him, and he bets 35. He opens the action, so let's ask what is his range. If he has pocket aces, he is betting the flop. If he doesn't bet the flop with pocket aces, I think he would start betting the turn. Does he ever have pocket kings? Yeah, I would say some of the time, but because there are only 3 combos of break walls, I don't think I need to worry that much about them. So I ask myself, if I got a 9 here, how much would I raise to value ace x or king x? I would probably raise to 250 because there are just so few break walls, so I size up to 535. Of course, he can't stand a hit and laid it down.
It's coaching time.
Why'd you raise this river?
He can have some weak ace x checking back the turn, but most of the time he got king x, and he never has pocket aces, never has a 9. I think I can get a range fold here.
Why don't you do this more often?
I'm starting to. I'm trying to.
I would like to see you do this like 4 more times a session. When does this not work?
Like 2 times.
If you do it 1,000 times and it doesn't work 2 times, you're allowed to do it with a lot of hands. Yeah, I had no notes on, like, I thought you played this hand perfectly. I just like to see you do them more.
Next hand here, under the gun and hijack limps. We look down at jack 7 suited on the button. Not a good hand to squeeze. We always want to squeeze linear when multiple players limp, so we just put in a call, and middle blind makes it to 45. Big blind under the gun and hijack call, so we got a pretty good price at the best position. We put in a call as well. 5 ways to a flop of king jack 6 with 2 hearts. We have a combo draw. Everybody checks. Actions on us. I don't really need to bet to protect our hand, so I elect to check it back, and turns a 10 of diamonds. They all check again to us. So what are the range? I think if somebody has ace queens, somebody has king x, they will start betting the turn. So most of the time I think I'm ahead here, so I put in a bet of 125, targeting some straight draw, flush draws, only under the gun call, so we're heads up to the river, which comes a 4 of diamonds. He check it over. I think it's too thin to go for value again, so I check it back, and he says he missed, so we table our hand, and we are good.
It's coaching time.
He limps under the gun, checks on the turn, and then calls half pot. And now he checks on the river. What does he have?
I was targeting flush draw and pepperless draws on the turn. And on the river, I think he can have some better jack X like queen jack.
Well, what does he have more of?
I think 10x and flush draws are more than jack X.
If you bet $100 on the river, is 10x ever folding?
I don't know.
If you bet $50 on the river, is 10x ever folding?
Yeah, no.
Give him a chance to spaz with his flush draws and give him a chance to call with his 10x.
If he has queen jack, he's calling, never raising, and there is no hands that make sense raising here. That is wrong.
If he raises, you just snap.
Alright, next hand here, we open to $50 from under the gun with pocket 10s, low jack and cut off call, so we have 3 ways to a flop of 8-7-3 with 2 hearts. I think this board is gonna be overstepped a lot, so I check it over, but unfortunately they all check it back, and turns a 7 of diamonds, so what are their range? I don't think anyone has combo draws, nobody has 2 pairs, nobody has a set. On this wet dynamic board, they're going to step with their strong hands, but could I have a 7x? Yes, but that's not a large portion of their range, so I would like to value bet here. My target is some flush draws, straight draws, so I bet 200 into 163. Only the low jack call, so we heads up to a river, which comes a 4 of diamonds. Because he didn't bet the flop, I don't think he had 8x, so nothing I can target here for real. So I elect to check. He bets 400 into 563. He only got about 200s behind. If he has a good hand, he only got a pot size bet left. I think he would just put all the money in. But at that time, when I checked to him, he started talking. He was asking whether I have a flush draw, my flush draw missed or not, and put out a bet. If he has a made hand, he got showdown value. I missed my flush draws. There's no point that he need to bet, right? I think it's really close between calling and folding, but in game, I elect to fold. And I said good flop to him, and he didn't show us the card, so I think I have made a good fold. What do you guys think?
It's coaching time.
I want to get back my cards and put in a call.
Why do you want to put in a call?
Because it doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm only losing to 6-5. But the thing that messed with me is after I check, he's like, oh, you have a missed flush draw. Would he do that?
I don't know, Tommy, but my clue in this hand, the heuristic I take away, is when they choose double the size of the previous bet, it is weighted heavily towards bluffs. Because when I have value, they really think about, like, what size do I want to bet here? When they're bluffing, they don't want to take too long because they're nervous, so they just go double the size.
And what do you think he left himself like $150 behind instead of shoving?
Because if you call, he's got $150 left to play with. Double the size, it's a bluff, a lot.
Next hand here, button open to 35, and we look down at ace king offsuit on the big blind. We 3-bet to 160, button puts in a call, so we heads up to a flop of 993. In a 3-bet pot out of position, normally I'm checking my range, and this time, not much going on for ace king here, so I elect to check it to him, and he checks it back. Turns an 8 of spades, so what is his range? I think by checking back the flop, he got hands like ace king, some ace queen, which has showdown value, or some other pairs that checking back makes sense too. So our ace king here got some showdown value, and I like to check it over to him again, and he bets 150, about a half pot size bet. I think he could be doing this with pocket pairs, but I also think he would be doing that with king high, some weaker ace high. So I put in a call and reverse a queen of spades. We check it over to him, and he gives up and check it back. We show our hand, and of course we are good. And he shows ace 10 of hearts, saying one more barrel. Yeah, don't just say it, do it. Pull the trigger. You do have hearts, you do have 2 hearts on the card, but you don't have hearts. Next hand here, low jack, high jack, cut off, and small blind limb. So boring. And we look down at ace king offsuit in the middle blind. We raise it up to 160. Low jack and high jack folds, and now cut off moves all in for 365. Everybody else fold actions on us. Of course, we snap it off, and he tables jack 10, and flop comes ace 10-7. Please hold dealer turns a 3 and reverse an ace. We win this pot, but there is one thing that I want to point out. I started this new table with this player, and at first he's so focused, tracking everybody actions, staring at people, and now we have been playing 5 hours and 30 minutes, and he got absolutely exhausted. He was trying to play good at first, but now you see, one poker session is more like a marathon to me. We can't use all our energy in the first couple hours because we will be drained so fast. And usually by the end of the session, the last few hours are the most critical moments in the game because everybody else get dipped. Our energy is limited. We should reserve that for later or more important parts. Alright, second last hand of the session. EP opened to 35 and we looked at Freddie Mercury in the low jack and we raised it up to 135. And interestingly, EP puts in a 4-bet to 435. So what is his range? Yeah, ace king, aces, kings. I know this player is definitely 4-betting his ace king, so I think pocket queens is still too good to fold versus him, so we put in a call. Heads up to a flop of ace jack 3 with 2 diamonds. We got no hope, and EP moves all in for about $800. I don't really know how he do that, but actually it's the mistake that I made too when I first started playing poker. When I 4-bet or 5-bet my ace king, if I hit an ace, I would just rip it in. I didn't know it was a dumb move because look at that, if we got kings or pocket queens, we are not calling, you're all in. So we can only give up our pocket queens, and he claims that he has ace king. Big pot alert! Alright, last huge pot, and it's the last hand of the session. We are down 3.3k, we need some help. We looked at a pocket kings in the hijack and we opened it up to 50. And music to our ears, button 3-bet to 150. He is an aggressive player, he will give action to the table, and I've seen him 3-betting a lot, so it's a very good scenario for us, and we put in a 4-bet to 450. Button calls, heads up to a flop of jack 4-3 rainbow. And we moves all in. No. I'm not dumb enough to do that. So I bet 250. I bet small here because I want ace king, pocket queens, pocket tens, or even pocket nines to continue. I know this guy is calling 4-bet to wide too. So he calls and turns a 7 of diamonds. The pot is now 1.4k. We only got about 650 or 700s behind, so I put all the money in. Button puts in a call and reverse a 4 of spades. Nothing really changed. We show our pocket kings and he tables ace 4 suited. He hit the trips on the river. I'm not coming back to this casino anymore, I guess, for now. I've been patient. I didn't push anything, one hand at a time. I keep that in mind. But sometimes you just still lose. Today I played for 7 hours and down 5k. $5,000 playing 2-5 games, but you know, this is some of the days, so Marc Goone will put my total result here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next session. Alright, last session here, we're playing 235 at Bay 101. First hand here, we opened to $25 on the button with pocket tens. Small blind and big blind both call, so we have 3 ways to a flop of king, 9, 3, rainbow. When I check it over in a 3-way pot, I am betting my thin value type hand, so I bet 25 into 70. Only the small blind calls, so we're heads up to the turn, which comes a deuce of hearts. So what is his range? He can have some king X, he can have some straight draw, he can have some 9x. My hand is showdown value now, so I elect to check it back and reverse an ace of spades. He check again, too thin to go for value, so we check it back, and he tables jack 10 suited. What does that mean? That means this player, even versus a button open, he's not 3-betting jack 10 suited from the small blind, so we can just overfold a lot to his 3-bets. Alright, second hand here, low jack limps. We looked at an ace jack suited on the cutoff, so we ISO to 30. Button, big blind, low jack calls, so we have 4 ways to a flop of ace 10 8 with 2 hearts. And interestingly, big blind donks for $60. Low jack folds, I don't know why he's donking in a multi-way on an ace high board, but We got a top pair with a pretty good kicker here, so we put in a call, button fold, so we heads up to the turn, which comes a 9 of clubs. And he continued to bet 75. What is his range then? I think when he donked twice, he got a good hand or a good draw. But the size he chooses is just so small on the turn. I don't think he got a very strong hand like 2 pairs, sets, or even straights. He doesn't have those strong hands. He only has some okay hands like weaker ace-x, some combo draws. So we put in a call on the turn and reverse the 7 of diamonds. And now big blind moves all in for 115 effective. Seems we made a straight, right? I'm bad at straight too, so it takes me a while to figure out I do have a straight. So we put in a call after confirming, and he tables queen 6 of hearts, a combo draw on the turn, and he hits a lower straight on the river. To be honest, I'm pretty disappointed. I want to play the $20 straddle dip stack game, but some player don't want me to film there, so I just played 2-3-5 for like 45 minutes and was up $500. I'm sorry that I can't bring that content to you guys, but anyway, we are heading to Lucky Chances now for some bigger games. I hope we are bouncing back. See you guys in a minute. Alright, we lied. We came back. I'm looking for revenge so bad, so let's begin. First hand here, EP Lims. Cut off open to 40, middle blind call, and we look down at ace queen offsuit on the big blind. We raise it up to $200, and they all fold, and middle blind says he has a bad feeling about this and folded his ace king face up. So what does that mean? He's not the aggressor. Cutoff opens and he flats ace king in the middle blind. That means this guy treat ace king is a drawing hand and they will play passively. So there are 2 adjustments I would make. One, when they show aggression, when they 3-bet or 4-bet. I'm only playing aces versus this guy. Only aces. And the second adjustment would be don't go crazy on ace high or king high board, because even if it's a single ace pot, this guy can have ace king sitting there. And in general, this guy is money scared, he plays passively, so pick good spots, make sure they are capped, and attack them. Alright, next hand here, EP Lims. We look down at JJ Barea in the low jack and we raise it up to 60. Cut off, middle blind, call, EP folds, so we have 3 ways to a flop of king, 9, 5, rainbow. Middle blind checks it over to us, and in a multi-way pot, 1 player behind me. I will select better hands to c-bet, so I elect to check it over, and cutoff checks it back. Turns a 10 of clubs, so when the middle blind checks, what are their range? If cutoff has a king, he will start betting the flop. If the middle blind has a king, he will start betting the turn. So I bet 140, targeting some pair plus straight draw like queen 10, jack 10. Only the middle blind calls, so we are heads up to the river, which comes a 5 of diamonds. He checks it over, so what are we going to do? I would like to target 10x in his range, so how much would I bet to fold out a hand like queen 10? I would go about pot to fold out 10x, so I size down to $300. He calls, and we are right. He doesn't have a king. And instead, he got pocket queens. Freddie McCurry. What? Why? Why everybody is playing queens weirdly in this card room? Huge pot alert! EP opens to 30, low jack and button calls, and we look down at pocket kings in the small blind with 3-bet to 230. Only the low jack calls. He's not the aggressor, he is a caller, so what is his range? When he double flats, I think he got a lot of pocket pair, some suited Broadway. So we are heads up to the flop of ace king deuce. Look at that cutie pie. We flopped a middle set. We bet 10% pot, $50, and music to our ears. He raised to 225. So what is his range? Maybe he flatted ace king pre-flop and double flats us. So we are going to stack ace king anyway. But is there any chance that he is just attacking my 10% size? there is. He may be doing that with Queen Jack. He may be doing that with Jack 10. No reason to put in a 3-bet here. We just put in a call and turns the 4 of clubs. We quietly check it over to him and he checks it back and rivers a 3. So what is his range now? If he has a bluff, he is not calling anything. Does he ever has an ace? Yeah, an ace makes sense. He raised our 10% size because he want to know where are they at with his top pair. And when we call, he gets a little bit scared on the turn and checks it back. Alright, so here comes the question. How much would I bet to fold out an ace? I'm not confident to bluff off his ace-x with a pot size bet. So here we got a value hand. I like to put all the money in, 857. Low jack snap calls and he tables 6-5 offsuit, raising us with 6 high on the flop and runner a straight. What is happening to me? I can't find a word to describe it, but it feels so bad. Haha, next hand here, middle blind limps, and we looked at a king 6 of diamonds on the big blind. We make it $40, so he calls, heads up to a flop of Jack 9-8 with 3 clubs, monotone. When he checks it over, I would just treat it as a normal single raise pot in position, so I would start by betting small. I bet 20 into 78, he calls, turns the 3 of hearts, so what is his range? He can slow play some flushes on the flop, and he can have some Jack X, some 9X, some 8X, some pair with straight draw, pair with flush draw. So on this turn, we got air. What we want to do, we would like to make sure that he doesn't have a strong hand. So how to do it? By betting small. I bet $40 into 118, making sure that he would raise with flushes, and he puts in a call. Rivers a 5 of hearts. Flush is still a flush, there is no bolt out there, and middle blind checks, so what is his range? All I know is he got no flush. So how much can we go? Actually, I don't think that really matter in this spot because there is just no brick wall, so I just need to make sure he is folding hands like 2 pairs. So I bet $400 to X pot size. He folds. And he claimed he have folded 2 pair, but this is why capping them on flush board is so powerful. Next hand here under the gun limps, we looked at an ace queen offsuit in early position, so we ISO to 60. But then under the gun calls, so we're 3 ways to a flop of ace jack 8 with 2 diamonds. Under the gun checks it over. I don't think this board is gonna be overstepped because it's ace high, but there are many draws that I can target, so I elect to go back here. I bet 150. Only under the gun calls, so we're heads up to the turn, which comes a 6 of clubs. He checks it over. He only got $550 behind. The pot is now 500. I think if I go all in on the turn, putting all his stack in, he may fold his weak a6. So I don't want that happen. I want to make sure he's calling his a6 on the turn. So I bet $250 into 500s. He puts in a call, rivers a deuce of hearts. He checks it over. Pot is now about 1k. We got $300 behind, so I put all the money in, but he folds.
It's coaching time.
$250 on the turn because you didn't want his ace-x to fold.
If I shove on the turn, his weak ace-x may be folding.
So let's say you have 7-9 of diamonds on the turn. You just shoving all the time to get ace-5 to fold?
Yep, I just shove every time to get some of his ace-x to fold.
Okay, well that's easy when you have a mountain of equity. Let's say you have 7-5 of hearts. You shove in the turn? How you feel about shoving the turn with 7-5 of hearts?
I may just check back and let him tell me whether he has an ace on the river or not.
Why? You don't feel good about getting the ace to fold on the turn? There's a front door flush draw, there's a back door flush draw, and there's 14 straight draws out there. How confident are you that an ace is folding on this turn?
All right.
If he has 10-9 of diamonds, is he folding? There's a lot of hands, man, that are gonna call you on the turn that aren't gonna pay you on the river.
I think I can go bigger in the turn, but not all in.
Why not just put the money? He has combo draws and ace-x. Like, how much of that shit do we think's folding for 550?
10 or 15% of his range is folding.
Just put the money in on the turn, man.
In this hand, cut off pose with his kill button, that means button will be the first to act. So button and small blind folds, we look down at JJ Barea in the big blind and we make it a 50. Low jack, high jack, and cut off call, so we're 4 ways to a flop off. Jack 5 5. Look at that sweet baby there. We flop the nuts! Alright, not the nuts, second nuts. I check and they all check it through. Turns a 4 of spades. Now we are going for some value, targeting flush draws, some straight draws, some one pair type hand, whatever they got, but we need to bet very small here. I bet $50 and low jack moves all in for 370. Woohoo! Hijack and cut off folds, no way possible that we are losing this run, right? So we put in a call, reverse a 6, we show our hand, and we are good. Okay, second last hand of the session, and we are not losing that much like the last time, so we open on the low jack with pocket 10s to 70 and button 3-bet to 160. We got a pretty good hand, so we put in a call, hands up to a flop of jack 6-5 with 2 spades. We check it over and he bets 110. I think most of the player will just range bet after they put in a 3-bet, so with pocket 10s here, too early to fold, so we put in a call and turns an 8 of spades. We check it over and he checks it back. River's 9 of spades, so what is his range? He can have some overpairs checking back the turn. We hit a flush on the river, and can we target any worse flush to call? In game, I thought yes, but now I think no, because look at his 3-betting range. He's 3-betting hands like ace queen, ace king, pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens. So if he happens to have a flush here, his flush is bigger than ours. I bet 160. I thought I can target over pairs with no space to call, but now when I look at it, I think it's too big. But I puts in a call, we show our hand, and he tables king queen offsuit with the queen of spades. Alright, last hand of the session, low jack limps, high jack ISO to 45, and we look down at JJ Barea in the cutoff. We 3-bet to 130, low jack folds, and high jack moves all in for about $400. We call, flop comes queen 6 deuce, turns an ace, rivers a queen, and he tables ace queen offsuit. Look at the board. He just needs a queen to win the pot, and Poker God is just teasing me, laughing at me, putting another ace on the turn and another queen on the river. Overkill and overkill. Hey guys, I wanted to have some Buddha temple or anything in the States, in San Francisco or San Jose. I need that. I think tonight I played my best, but as you see, the result is not good. I lost 1K playing 6 hours again. But the money goes in good. Anyway, Marco will put my total result here. Thank you, Marco. I hope you guys enjoy and see you in the next episode.